Hi guys, this is going to be my Walking Dead Season 6, Episode 8 mid-season finale review, start to finish. Oh my god, huge cliffhanger, I can't believe they did that to us because I know there was a lot of spoilers out there about this episode, and it turns out this is not even the episode they were spoiling. So, huge cliffhanger, and at this point I think we're going to get a huge premiere now. We start with the walkers pouring into Alexandria. Then everyone just scattering. Rick telling everyone get inside, and everyone just trying to survive. Rosita and Tara helping Tobin up. We actually get confirmation that Eugene was the one who said help on the radio. So I wasn't expecting Eugene to be the one, but I guess it's him. Rosita, Eugene, and Tara inside the garage. Maggie's running. She's starting to shoot walkers with her assault rifle. She tries to climb the ladder on the perch. The walkers actually pull the ladder off the perch, and she's hanging. She almost dies, but she makes it, don't worry. See everyone running. Gabriel, Rick, Michonne, Carl, and Ron running. Jesse helps them out because they're surrounded at one point, and then they get inside Jesse's house. Morgan and Carol are inside another house. I think it's where the wolf is. Big iconic moment that we almost got at the end with everyone just basically drenching themselves in blood, putting a blanket over them, and doing the guts trick. They're going to do the guts trick because the walkers have poured into Jesse's house. The reason being is because Ron went into the garage, and Carl followed him, obviously. And they were basically talking, and Ron was telling him, your dad is a killer, your dad is a killer too. That's what Carl said. And then afterwards, Ron locks the door, and he actually tries to kill Carl. I predicted this, but it didn't happen the way I thought it would. So it was great to see, but it's still a huge cliffhanger. I think we're still going to see that, but we do have to wait till February, so that kind of sucks. But he tries to kill Carl, then that whole scuffle causes the walkers to come into the house, because Ron actually tries to hit him with the shovel, and he misses. He hits the window, and obviously the noise is drawing walkers in now. Ron didn't do anything this episode. All he did is cause a problem for everyone, because he was the one responsible for drawing the walkers into the house. First they go into the garage, then there's some coming through the window, and then at that point they just have to retreat into the top of the house. So they can't do much. Afterwards they try to make a plan. What are we going to do? And Rick just concludes that he just has to get a couple walkers and do the guts trick. At first, everyone's freaking out. Sam just doesn't know what to do. At one point, he basically looking at Rick as a monster, I think, at this point, because last episode, Carol was talking to him, who do you look at as monsters and who do you look at regular people? And Carol basically told him that killers are monsters. And since, I guess, he's younger, he doesn't really understand properly, he looks at Rick as a killer and as a monster. So he's freaking out, and then when he walks in, this part was really funny to me, because his face, he just doesn't know what to do anymore. He's just freaking out. He's losing his shit, basically. He walks in, what is this? And I think he's gonna ruin it for everyone, because at the end, all you see him is saying, "Mommy, mommy," just like in the comics. And I'm not gonna spoil anything for you guys, but for those of you who read the comics, you know what's gonna happen. He's just gonna ruin everything. That's all I'm gonna say. He's gonna cause people to die, just because he doesn't shut up. And at that point, he couldn't ask a question before they left, or when they're upstairs or something, like even in the living room. He's asking his mom something when they're in the middle of the giant herd inside Alexandria. So he's gonna ruin everything for them. He got the death of Diana this episode as well, so that kind of sucks. I was actually looking forward to seeing this character move towards 6B. She's really interesting, that's why. She kind of died a little different than she did in the comics. In the comics, she basically never got over the depression from losing her husband and son. And in the TV series, she actually got over that a little bit. She actually started drawing maps for Maggie and Michonne in the community for them to study and to learn from, to build a community and thrive it, so to speak. So she actually was a big help towards the end. She said it herself, I accomplished everything I wanted. And at the end, she was asking Michonne, what do you want? What do you want for our future? What do you want for the community? Not just herself, but for the whole community. And we also got her telling Rick, these people are part of your group now. Even even though Rick said we haven't had time for that yet. We haven't had time to decide if they're part of a group or not because all this stuff that's going on right now. But Diana says they're part of your group. They're going to be part of your family. So she's dying, and then at one point she tries to go see Judith for the last time. And it seems like she's a walker because she's like in one room over here, and the baby's over here, and she's crying, and Rick goes up. The reason he thinks she's a walker is because her legs are like buckled underneath her. She's that weak now because she does have a fever at this point. So Rick almost like cuts her in half. So Diana said, no, I'm still myself. But the reason Diana died is because when they were running, obviously for the houses and everything, I don't know what she was doing, but she was just chasing Rick all over the place just to, I guess, keep him safe. But she was missing all the shots. She was shooting walkers and hitting him right here, hitting him in the chest, not even in the head. She ended up falling into like a razor, and she cut herself in the side, and right behind her there was a walker, so a walker kind of bit her as well. Michonne was cleaning the wound later on, and she noticed that, and then afterwards she noticed the bite. So basically they knew that she was screwed at this point. They just had to wait. We got Michonne telling her we're leaving now, and that's where we got that big scene. You have to think of the future for this community. You have to think for the future. What do you want? All that stuff that we got from her. So that was great. Great performance by the actress, definitely. It's kind of sad we have to see her leave, but at the same time we had to get a character death. But I was surprised that we never got any of the stuff that was promised to us. So we have to wait till February for the huge cliffhanger. But definitely episode 9 is going to be one of the best ever, just because we got that huge cliffhanger. When they're leaving the house after they're drenched in blood, Gabriel basically tells Rick, "Don't worry about me. I'm not gonna go back. I'm not gonna freak out. I'm not gonna screw things up for everyone." That's basically what he says, and Rick kind of like respects him a little bit. Obviously, he still doesn't like him for everything he's done, but he does acknowledge that he is improving as a survivor. So that was great to see that we finally got something minor from Gabriel, but it was something major for his character because he is moving up. I think between Eugene and him, I think he is bigger right now, just in terms of surviving. So I was happy about that. They covered the baby with a blanket drenched in blood. I don't know how that's going to work because in the comics, the baby's dead. And here, how are they going to move through the walkers? If she starts crying, then they're dead. There's no question about that. How are they going to keep her quiet? Because she's going to hear the noises, she's going to smell the blood, so she's going to cry. So I'm wondering how they're going to pull that off, because if you think about it, that wouldn't make sense. If you have a baby and the walkers are surrounding you, the baby's going to cry, and you're dead. So I don't know how they're going to do that, but I'm interested to see what's going to happen, because it is going to be awesome, and the baby being here is different than in the comics, definitely. There's like half the group wasn't here by now, and they are now. Like, Carol's one of them, Morgan's another. So it's going to be really great to see this. It's definitely a big difference from the comics at this point. Morgan and Carol just running through Alexandria. They get into that house that I was talking about, the wolf's house. Denise is with the wolf. He's checking on the wolf to see what's wrong with him. At one point, she doesn't want to help him because he's killed too many people. And then finally she does, and he's checking his wound. Then Carol kind of fakes like a concussion, and he tells Morgan, "I'm resting my eyes." He leaves, and then she just pushes him and goes to try to kill the wolf. She tells Denise, "Step away." She's about to kill him with a knife, and then Morgan shows up, and at one point they just start fighting because they cannot agree what to do. Morgan needs to get his shit together. Morgan needs to kill. If he doesn't kill, he's gonna die. He needs to understand. I understand that he wants to be good and everything, but he can't be that good. It's way too extreme just because it's the apocalypse and everything. They end up fighting, and then at the end, all we see is Morgan pick Carol up and just slam her on the floor. So I think at this point she does have a concussion. She is passed out. And after that, we see the wolf whack Morgan over the head with the stick, and then he takes Denise hostage. Then Eugene, Rosita, and Taro show up, and they basically point a gun at them, and then the wolf ends up taking their guns for some reason, And then afterwards, we get him taking Denise. So I'm wondering what is he gonna do with Denise. On Talking Dead, there was a poll that maybe he's gonna take her with him. He's gonna like kill her, or other stuff. I don't know. Maybe he's gonna just push her towards the zombies as a distraction for him to escape. But I still think he won't make it. Just there's too many walkers, and he is injured. He does have a fever. He is weak, so I don't know how that's gonna work. But I kind of see Denise dying unless Tara like rushes towards her and helps her, but I kind of see her dying. Besides that, we did get a slight glimpse of Glenn. Basically, he's making the plan like in the sneak peek, and later on, all we see is them climbing a tree, and they're looking over Alexandria to see what's going on. He manages to spot Maggie, so that was great to see. That's all I have to say for this one. Overall, I think it was a pretty good episode. It was a great episode, actually. My score for this is going to be a 9.2 out of 10, just because it is a mid-season finale. We didn't get a lot of action, but we did get some of the stuff we wanted. We didn't get some of the big events, but if you think about it this way, we're going to wait for a huge episode. So don't worry about that. We're going to get a huge episode you've been waiting for. And that's it. I'll be doing my predictions later on. And then I know I haven't talked about the end credit scene. I'm not going to talk about that here. I'm going to save that for a separate video, okay? So expect that. If you like this video, please thumb it up. If you want to support the channel, please share and favorite. And if you're new and you want to get the best predictions, news, and reviews from me, please subscribe. That's it for this video. Also, leave your comments. Make sure to leave your comments and your questions for the Q&A. I need 50 questions so I could do Q&As for you guys from here to February, okay? So send them to me. That's it for this video. See you guys next time, and thanks for watching.